Providend has always felt like a safe place where I can learn, I can grow, and just be myself. I have been given the room to grow, not just professionally, but personally as well. Hi, I'm Lilian. I'm the head of investment operation here at Providend. I grew up in Malaysia in a middle-income family with 4 siblings. I'm right in the middle with an older brother and sister and a younger brother and sister. So you can imagine there was always something going on. There were plenty of sibling fight, but also lots of laughter, love, and good memories. Being the middle child gave me a unique perspective. I learned from the older sibling and felt a sense of responsibility to looking after the younger one. My dad was self-employed in construction and my mom was a full-time homemaker. As a sole breadwinner, my dad carried a heavy burden, especially when the finances were tight. No matter how tough things got, he always made sure we were okay. Seeing him navigate those challenges with strength, grace, and unwavering commitment taught me what resilience, responsibility, and empathy really look like. After my unis, I started my career in banking. I spent about 4 years working in both Malaysia and Singapore. It was fast-paced, KPI-driven, and honestly, very competitive. If you hit your number, you will be rewarded with better compensation and maybe a bit more flexibility, being allowed to come in late or leave early. Everyone was so focused on targets. There wasn't much teamwork and the work environment was pretty toxic. So most of the time, all I can felt was pressure. Sales meetings were tough, they were mentally and emotionally draining. In Singapore, I was often involved in a weekend roadshow. I hardly had time to go back to Malaysia or spend time with my family. The long hour and constant stress started to wear me down. At some point, I kept asking myself, is this what I wanted to do? There were times that I knew a product wasn't right for a client, but with the pressure to hit targets, it was hard for me to say no. It just didn't feel right. I realized this wasn't the kind of work I wanted to do, and it went against my value. That's when I knew I needed a change. So I decided to leave the bank, even though it meant I might have to repay my bond. One thing was very clear to me was I didn't want another sales job. I wanted to contribute in a meaningful way, even in a support role, as long as it aligned with my value. That's when I came across Providend, who was hiring. I went through the interview and I was hired as Client Service Manager at 27. The hiring process took a while and thankfully it over my bond period right before I started my new role at Providend. And from day one, I knew it was different. The culture was thoughtful, the people were authentic. At Providend, I saw a stark difference in both process and integrity. Here, proper due diligence is done before any deal is closed. It was a sharp contrast to my banking days, where the pressure was to close fast and backfill the detail and compliance data. At Providend, the process might take longer, but is intentional, client-focused, and handled with care and professionalism. That thoughtful approach really resonated with me. What made me stay all this year isn't just the work, it's the people. Chris and the leadership team have built such a supportive culture. Providend has always felt like a safe place where I can learn, I can grow, and just be myself. I have been given the room to grow, not just professionally, but personally as well. I still remember my very first day. It was the company retreat. Chris stood in front of everyone and openly shared the financial challenges Providend was facing. That kind of honesty and transparency built trust from the start. Since then, Providend has become more than just a workplace. It's been part of my life journey, from being single to getting married to becoming a mom. Providend has grown with me and I have grown with it. And now I'm excited for what's ahead. I wanted to see us grow, make a bigger impact, and keep doing what we believe in.